Time is moving me towards the edge. Been brawling with the enemy, he's been messing with my memory. In this life that we're living in, only you can make us whole again. I've been fighting through the storm and the rain. I need a clean heart and a new fresher wind. Maybe it's time to start life over again. My heart is crying out for freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. That's what I need. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Ooh, yeah. Freedom. That's what I want. Freedom. My freedom. Look around in this place I'm in. I'm crying out in darkness. No light in front to see. Searching for strength and guidance in this walk I'm in. I'm asking you to break the shackles off of me. I've been fighting through the storm and the Lord rain. Knows I'm tired. I need a clean heart and a new fresher wind. I wanna keep a pure heart in you, Lord Jesus. I'm tired of being bound. That's why I'm crying out for freedom. Yeah, freedom, 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 freedom. That's what I need. I need my freedom. That's all I need. Yeah. We got the victory. No chains are holding me. I've been set free in you. We've got the victory. No chains are holding me. I've been set free in you. We got the victory. No chains are holding me. I've been set free in you. We got the victory. No chains are holding me. Now I got.
Tony Hughes has been a long-haul truck driver for more than 20 years. But today, all he has to do is sit back and relax.
Okay, Rosebud is on.
Woohoo! We're hauling 20,000 pounds of freight down the Florida Turnpike in a self-driving robotic truck. Otto is owned by Uber, which has also been testing self-driving taxis in Pennsylvania and Arizona. But here's the thing. Once our trucks and taxis drive themselves, what will happen to the people who used to do those jobs? In the U.S., that's 180,000 taxi drivers, 600,000 Uber drivers, and 3.5 million truck drivers.
We really need to start to think very seriously about this.
Martin Ford is the author of Rise of the Robots.
This is it.
He says driverless cars and trucks are just the beginning of a wave of automation that will threaten millions of jobs in every industry at once. Like America's nearly 5 million store workers. Later this year, shoppers in Seattle will be able to walk into the first Amazon Go grocery, take what they want, and walk out again. Sensors will detect what you take and bill you automatically.
The cashiers are totally gone. You're going to end up with the equivalent of a Walmart with, a handful of employees. You scale that out, and that's just extraordinarily disruptive.
You name an occupation, and there's somebody considering a robot to take it over.
Look how delicate. Perfect every time.
At Zoom Pizza in Silicon Valley, 4 specialized robots help make the pizza. Eventually, the company plans to replace the remaining humans on the line, too. Here's Zoom's Chief Technology Officer, Josh Goldberg.
You would think there would be some Roman pizza chefs who'd say, no, this is not the way it's been done since our ancestors.
Well, the world changes. There's a lot of other things we don't do just the way our ancestors did either.
The common wisdom is that robots primarily threaten repetitive blue-collar jobs. Not so, says Martin Ford.
We're seeing dramatic advances in the area of computers analyzing tumors, recognizing medical scans, mammograms, and being able to find disease. We're seeing, algorithms move into areas like journalism, for example.
Wait. Certainly not journalism.
Oh, yeah, absolutely journalism. By one account, every 30 seconds, there's a news story published on the web or maybe in a newspaper that's machine-generated.
Algorithms are even threatening the masters of the universe. 2 weeks ago, BlackRock, the world's largest money manager, announced that it's laying off dozens of human stock pickers and replacing them with robots. By 2025, across the financial industry, artificial intelligence is expected to replace 230,000 human workers.
Bring on the disruption that is automation.
Alicia Wiesel is the Chief Information Officer at Goldman Sachs. The company now hires nearly as many computer engineers as financial workers.
In the movie Wall Street, they would have been barking, buy, 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 into the phone.
Yes, and now they're going click, 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 type, type, type.
See the famous Goldman Sachs trading floor? Well, a quarter of these people aren't traders. They're coders, writing software to automate the routine grunt work of employees all across the company.
Someday, could software replace the functions of these folks?
That's a great question. I don't think anybody knows the answer.
All right, we get it. No job is safe. According to one recent study, 47% of American jobs could be lost to automation in the next 20 years. Martin Ford says it's time to start thinking about what we're going to live on in the post-robot economy.
My heart is crying out for freedom, 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 freedom. That's what I need. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Ooh, yeah. That's what I want.
For my first official question of the interview, what was missing from the conversation that made you want to add your voice?
Timing. What we need depends on where we are in the history of this country. The topography of this country has changed in terms of how we make a living quite a bit, from agricultural. We went through that phase to industrial age, to the information age that we're currently in right now. And people have had to retool themselves in order to keep up with trends they didn't choose. Now we're in an era where people of my generation send our kids to school because we train them to think a job. And we said, if you go to school and you get a good education, you're going to come out and you're going to get a great job. And that was true when I was coming up. But that's not true today. Today you can, yeah, am I right about it? Today you can go to school, you can get a great education and come out with a good bill. A whole lot of debt and end up working at Burger King. The question then becomes, how do we, with our education and our disappointment, living in our mother's house, sleeping on the couch, eating cereal at noon, retool ourselves so that we can be functional in the 21st century? Mm-hmm. I listen to the argument that our country's having right now. It's hard to listen to. But beneath all of the chatter, the red belt states and the inner cities are crying about the same thing: the lack of opportunity. And we're looking to the White House to solve the problem. And the reality is that's not gonna happen. Mm-hmm. That's not gonna happen. And we need solutions. And this goes beyond, we like to talk in terms of, we have nice terms for it, but it's really black and white, urban and red belt states is really black folks, white folks. But now we're both getting broke. Okay, which is a scary situation. And you've got smart, bright, gifted, talented people who can't find an opportunity. Also in our community, and even in other communities, you have this dilemma of people who made mistakes when they were young, some criminal justice issue. And 25 years later, they can't get a job or a place to stay. Right. That's a real problem. So rather than to go get a job, I thought it was important to talk about being a job. About being a job, about hiring yourself, about the opportunities that exist to create your own reality, your own business, your own company, to be the CEO of you. The CEO of you. When God says to Adam, the very first command God says to Adam is to be fruitful. You can only be fruitful if you are seedful. Okay, so we're talking about the difference between fruit and seed. Identifying your seed is what causes you to be fruitful. The first revelation of seed should happen in your family. You should have parents who are looking at their kids looking for seeds. I'm going to give you my grandbaby story. You asked for it. You're going to get it. You're just going to get it. So we're in my church and it's dark and my grandbaby's in there and a bunch of friends are in there and we're taking pictures and I can't find the light. And, you know, the lights are complicated and I can't figure out how to turn all this stuff on. And so we're trying to get some pictures. And so my grandbaby ran and she says, wait a minute, Paul, I'm going to get a flashlight. She went up under the pew where we have hidden flashlights, snatched down a flashlight and brought it over and said, now take the picture. And so I said to her, I said, baby, don't you want to be, Kenzie, don't you want to be in the picture? She said, no, I don't want to be in the picture. I want to hold the light. That's the seed right there. That's the seed right there. So we came back to the house and I was getting ready to take a picture and I'm trying to keep up with you millennials, you know, it's so hard. And I was trying to take a selfie and I got a timer, you know, where you can back up and you know, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, you know this is true. And so I couldn't get my phone to sit up. And she went and got some books and propped it up. And I told my daughter, I said, put her in leadership classes, put her in management classes. She's a problem solver. That starts early. Her instinct in a situation is to solve the problem. She says, I don't want to be in the picture, I want to hold the light. Those are seeds. Okay. Directing that child toward an area where you can cultivate what God has planted down inside of them is important. It's very, very important. Mm-hmm. There are people in this room that have dormant seeds laying inside of them, that if they get in the right atmosphere, they're going to turn into things you have never seen before.
Hi, I'm Bishop George A. Copeland, founder and pastor of the United Faith Churches of Deliverance, and also founder and CEO of 90.3 WDIH Radio. I'd like to talk with you today on something that's very dear to my heart. The Lord has blessed me to live to be 70 years old, and I'm grateful to the Lord. I think about the Word of God in Psalm 71 and verse 17 and 18. 17th verse talks about when I was in my youth, the Lord taught me and brought me. Certainly He has brought me all these years. And I'm thinking about in the 18th verse when David said, now that I'm old and I'm gray-headed, don't forsake me till I have shown this generation your strength and your power. Third epistle of John and verse 2, he says, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper. Notice he said, prosper, that's naturally, and be in health, even as your soul prosper. Paul points out in 1 Corinthians, Paul says, first is natural, then spiritual. So you need to understand that God wants you naturally to prosper and be in health, and then He wants your soul to prosper. So if we get it together naturally and thinking about who it is that's given us the power to get wealth, then we will understand spiritually that we give God glory and give God praise for what He's allowed us to accomplish. And so as you watch this video, I trust that you have the same mindset that I have about this, saving a generation. And if not, who do you know that's concerned about their family members? That's your mindset. I'm challenging you and I'm pleading with you to join with me as we make a difference in the next generations. Thank you for listening and watching. And also the conclusion of this, take down the address and phone numbers that you may contact us as we're joining hundreds of others like yourself to make a difference in our world. Thank you.
We already know the European Union. So if you can buy gold now, you buy it. But you want to get as much as possible and lock it down. You want to keep it, don't sell it. And you notice that they're doing this all over the world. They're going all over the world just buying gold.
So you believe gold is the most valuable asset?
Gold is going to be the foundation for currency. It's going to be more important than paper.
So what I understand is in Zimbabwe right now.
It's all over the world.
Wow.
But they won't tell you that. I've done all my research on business.
So that's why the government is trying to get it off the street.
They want to get the streets, yeah.
So that's why
they don't want the citizens to have gold.
They don't want citizens to have it?
They would give you anything for your gold right now. You could deal.
Just giving it away.
You're just giving it away. In the Bahamas, I told them on the radio the other day, they got the same thing. They buy it from all the islands. Every island you go and try to give it to gold. They want all the gold to be in Fort Knox. All. They don't want no gold on the streets.
So let me ask you this on the gold mine, that the investment that you made, because Dr. Jewell also makes investments with windmills and different things like that. And so I'm becoming more educated. And so I want to hear from you on this gold mine opportunity that you invested. Does this particular, going straight to the source, do they also pay you residual for sharing it, the opportunity with others, or do they just pay you one time for the investment?
If you have proud ownership in a gold mine, honey, you don't need nothing else in life.
You don't need nothing else.
I got proud ownership. See, this is why the foreigners, the white people, are trying to get into the African gold mines. Because they're trying to control them. They're trying to buy up rights to gold. The white people are trying to do that. Because they already know what's getting ready to happen. So what I'm doing in South Africa and Zambia and Malawi, he's giving me some trips. I tell them, control all the land, no more rights to land to foreigners. You can't give it anymore.
Oh my God.
Because all the wealth is in the land. All wealth is in the land. From Genesis, God is clear. God told Adam, the first thing God told Adam, the first thing, the gold in the land is good. Adam couldn't see it, you see, it was under the ground. He's telling him, don't touch the gold. So whoever controls golds and diamonds will rule the world.
To my dear friends and family, I really like that this company has set up an easy way for me to show you about my new adventure and why I'm so excited. Because as excited as I am, I was a little afraid to show it to you for fear of rejection. So they made this special video to make it easy on both of us. So here it is. Dear friends and family, you're probably surprised to hear that I've recently started buying gold. And frankly, I'm surprised as well. But this just made sense to me and thousands of others. With all the economic instability in our country and the world, I'd been concerned for a while, and I kept hearing about gold being a stable solution for nations, banks, and of course, the ultra-wealthy. Then, out of the blue, I was introduced to a gold buying program that was simple, sensible, and realistically doable for people like me and possibly you. That's why I'd like to introduce you to a new way to own, save, and even use gold as money. I was pretty skeptical when I first heard about this, and I imagine you might be as well. What I'm talking about is called a carat bar. A carat bar is a globally recognized form of money. Each carat bar contains 1 gram of 999.9% pure gold bullion, visibly sealed directly inside a credit card-sized card, which fits perfectly inside your wallet. They look awesome. Plus, they have added 2.5 and 5 gram sizes to choose from. So I decided to investigate a little further. What I discovered is that Carat Bars International is a legitimate, debt-free, fully self-funded corporation based in Germany. They're growing rapidly because they provide one of the world's most highly valued resources in a totally new 21st century format. Everyone should own some gold. I sincerely believe it's the right time, and Carat Bars is the right way to do it. That's why I'm so excited about sharing this with you as my way of paying it forward. Now, this may or may not be for you, and if it isn't, of course, that's fine. I certainly respect your decision. In turn, I hope you'll respect and support my desire to tell family and friends about the value of Carat Bars. No doubt, we all buy a lot of stupid things in our lives, but gold is not one of them. Carat Bars is prime real estate. It costs less than any comparable 1 gram gold bullion bar of this quality. It resells for more, and it holds its value out of the vault. Once you discover the numerous benefits of owning Carat Bars and paying it forward to your own family and friends, I know you'll appreciate my enthusiasm about this unique way to save, sell, and even retail gold. Oh, and did I mention your account is totally free? All you have to do is click on the link on this page to open yours today. So, what's even better than owning a little gold? The feeling that comes from paying this great idea forward to family and friends and the people you care about. Sincerely, me.
crying out for freedom, 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 freedom. That's what I need. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Ooh, yeah. Freedom. That's what I want. Freedom. My freedom. Look around in this place I'm in. I'm crying out in darkness. No light in front to see. Searching for strength and guidance in this walk I'm in. I'm asking you to break the shackles off of me. I've been fighting through the storm and the rain. Lord knows I'm tired. I need a clean heart and a new fresh